Dave Gettleman spoke to the New York Metropolitan Media yesterday and said there was a no-holds-barred conversation with Eli Manning. What does that mean, best you can tell?
It means that they basically told Eli Manning that he's effectively become a placeholder right now. And that if the Giants can find a better quarterback in a year where there aren't a whole lot of free agent quarterbacks, where there aren't a whole lot of quarterbacks in the draft, but if the Giants can find one that they believe gives them a better chance to win, that they would go make that move. I think that's what they sort of conveyed. And they wanted to get Eli's thoughts on whether he would want to play. And when he walked out of there, he wasn't sure how he felt. He wanted to process everything. And I think everybody's in wait-and-see mode. And the Giants have the 6th overall pick. Can they go get, say, Dwayne Haskins at that spot? Is he going to be gone before then? Do they have to trade up this year? Do they have to become the Jets, the other New York team, and maybe even trade up to the Jets spot to go get a quarterback after bypassing one last year? Do they think that they could go get Joe Flacco out of Baltimore or Nick Foles out of Philly? Do they think those guys are better than Eli Manning? So I think these are the quarterback scenarios that Dave Gettleman and the Giants have to go through in their own mind and figure out what is best for this franchise. I think in their perfect world, Justin Herbert comes out. They go get Justin Herbert in the draft, and either they keep Eli Manning around for a year or they move on from him. And look, we've seen these quarterbacks, Rich, take the league by storm. There are 6 quarterbacks 25 and younger in the opening round of the playoffs this weekend, and we've seen something of a passing of the torch because Peyton Manning is gone. Tom Brady will be gone at some point in the next 20 or so years. Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning, we don't know how long they're going to hold on to, but we now have seen the next generation of quarterbacks. We see right now a quarterback making a start this weekend who will become the youngest quarterback ever to start an NFL postseason game. We see Dak Prescott and Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes, all these young quarterbacks, first, second, third year, lighting it up, playing well, leading their teams into the postseason. So the NFL has its next generation of quarterback, and the Giants have to go find one of those guys somehow.
Yeah, they'll have the next generation of running back, that's for sure. And unfortunately, their perfect world would have to be on earth, too, unless Justin Herbert comes out and says, the opposite of what he said over the Christmas break by saying he's going back to school.
He's going back to school.
So the bottom line is, I guess what's the time frame on that? I mean, new league year hits, and they'll know what the free agent period kind of looks like. And in between then, what if Eli comes back and says, you know what, I do want to play another game for the Giants. I do want to play one last year. I do want to play my contract out. The Giants, what, they cut him? Did they really do that?
No, that's not going to happen. I can't imagine that they'd ever do anything to bring the slightest bit of shame to him ever. Like, they're going to do this together, gracefully. They're not going to embarrass the guy. That's not going to happen. So I don't know the timeline. It's one of these things we'll know when we see it and hear it. Maybe it plays out at the Combine. Maybe it plays out in free agency. Maybe it plays out right before the draft. Maybe it plays out right after the draft. And maybe Eli Manning is their starting quarterback on opening day next year. That wouldn't shock me at all.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.